is like a marching band, a particle of sand, a scar that makes you shed your skin, a hardship that is grand. My art is like...
Go.
My wings, they say feed me what I need to grow a spread. My wings, they say feed me what I need to grow a spread. My wings, they say feed me. Daddy, don't leave. Daddy, don't leave. Daddy, don't leave. Daddy, don't leave. But I need to grow a spread. Daddy, get my wings. Daddy, get my. They say feed me what I need to grow a spread. Daddy, get my wings. Daddy, get my. You probably never had a New York minute. True infinite. Hustle, get your two-door tinted. The life. The life. Probably never had a New York minute. True infinite. Hustle, get your two-door tinted. The life. The life. Inside that grow house. We're pushing product like now stop inside that grow house. I got a rolling covered in rocks inside that grow house. Inside that grow house. Inside that grow house. Inside that grow house.
So let me see what you smoking. Recording live right here from the legendary Vinnie Idol studio. We got the brother Conchiss, cultivator, artist. Man is a jack of all trades. Right here, recording something new from the album.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
already
second
know.
album, untitled thus far. The first album was called The Craft Co-op, aptly named because I wrote it all about the ups and downs and the feelings that I was having while creating and founding the first ever cannabis craft cooperative, now about to become real in 2 weeks as of February 1st, 2025. Me and another cultivator are going to start preparing our craft flower for shelves in Massachusetts, and it was like a Vietnam War for me to get this license together and to get the funding together and to get everything off the ground. And I wanted to capture it with subliminals and indirect means like my music always has. And I contacted Vinnie maybe 3 or 4 years ago to start working on the first album. And it took a long time. I don't know if I'm saying it's too long ago. Do you think it was really 3 or 4 years ago, Vinnie? Yeah. Yeah. We worked on the first album for a long time. I was in no rush to put it out. I wanted to put it out right when I knew my business was real, so I could launch it as part of my merch bundle with my clothes and with my tarot cards, and to create a brand experience so people understand who they're supporting and people understand what I do as an artist besides creating original strains and besides pursuing the licensing for other cultivators to see the light of the day and go legal with me. I reached out to Vinnie and told him that I wasn't quite the baller I used to be, but that I still had super fire weed, and that I was kind of stepping away from the black market as I got my company together, but that I wanted to trade in weed. So normally I would have approached him like, yo, I got all this jewelry, I got all these ambitions, my budget is thus. But that wasn't me at the moment. But I told him that I would get way better as we started to make music together, and I have. My songs have gotten way better, and that I would be a big deal by the time I started releasing music. And I am kind of sort of a big deal now that we're starting to release music together. And Vinnie was nice enough to let me trade him weed this whole entire time. And it's made for a very authentic creative experience where me and him really truly work together, and we really trade art for art. and really work together in the studio like I never used to do with people that I used to pay for features and pay for beats, and they would just send it to me and just be like, that's it, see you later, I don't want to see you anymore. Me and Vinny really actually spend time, and he lets me sleep on the couch, and when I come here and hang out in the city, and yeah, my kids come over and they hang out upstairs, and it's a real artistic vibe. We're really like a group, I guess. If I'm able to call myself a group with a legend like him. But I'm rapping for real now. I've been rapping for real. I've been rapping for 20 something years. This is my like 9th studio album, but I gave it up like 8 years ago when I got sober, and I kind of thought that like it took being drunk all the time to be delusional enough to think that you could be a professional rapper, and I think a lot of other rappers think that too. So I'm not wrong, but when I got sober, I was just like, fuck rap. Like, rap's never going to pay me a dime. It never has, and it still hasn't. It's not about that anymore. But so I thoroughly gave it up. If you would have asked me 10 years ago who I am and what I'm doing, I would have been like, rapper this, rapper that, fucking A through Z rap this. I'll fucking freestyle like this for you. I'll rap like Tech 9. I'll rap like E40. Blah, 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 blah. I would have fucking been all in your face with whiskey on my breath about rapper this, rapper that. But music is real for me again, now that this company is real, and now I know I can sponsor events and insert myself alongside the artists that I feel like I deserve to rap alongside. Speaking of that, I'm sure you'll help me organize an event in Holyoke, and we can do a public consumption pop-up under my license.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Talk to us. Definitely today we're gonna talk about the Gassachussets as well. You know, since this is one of my favorite cultivars when it comes from Conchiss, and Conchiss been killing it with the Gassachussets. I had a drop last year with it, and people really liked it. So we bringing it back at another level. Talk to us. What's the Gassachussets, bro?
The Gassachussets, first and foremost, is a slang for fireweed from Massachusetts, grown in Massachusetts, fireweed. Probably originally it was slang for chemdog, or maybe slang for like I don't know,
Sour.
maybe sour. I'm trying to think of this other dog that used to get produced alongside chemdog a lot. But anyhow, slang for fireweed from Massachusetts, but there was never a strain for it. And all anybody ever knows of for original weed from Massachusetts is chemdog. Chemdog is super fire, but Massachusetts needs more original strains. So I originally started breeding strains like Cape Cod Taffy and Pineapple Chroma and 91 North to try to start putting on, Green Eggs and Ham, to try to start putting on for Massachusetts. And when I realized I was getting good at breeding, I sought out to breed something for the name Gassachussets. So rather than creating a cross, pheno-hunting that cross, deciding what kind of name matched a terp and what sort of profile I could encapsulate within a name, I searched for a profile for that name. I searched for parents for that name. I sought out in my mind's eye what the weed would taste like for that name. And for that, I chose a female that I've been running for 5 years called LA Beatnik, a really gassy, really quintessentially OG Kush leaning, Kush Mints variant of this strain, like I said, called LA Beatnik from Sea Junkie. And I crossed it with Oishi from Archive, knowing that Archive, for one, releases some of the best non-feminized seeds, and for two, that it had both Dosey Do, Moonbow, and Hollywood Kush in its back lineage. But many of the crosses that I knew people would pheno hunt for and bring to light with it would be candy leaning, because if you read the description of it, it said that the flavor pack, or I think that's what it was called, cross in it was one that was like sought after. It had a mixed candy and incense and floral kind of perfume scent. So I know that I could pheno hunt away from that and take all of its grandparents and uncles Kush and add it to my Kush and create a brand new Kush for Massachusetts. So that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. And the Gassachussets rightfully is that, mostly in that it's gas and it's wood but it creeps. All real Conchiss have a two-stage effect. They get you high once, and then they get you high twice. Long enough later to where you're like, what the fuck did I just smoke? I thought I stopped smoking 15 minutes ago. Why am I so high right now? So high right now because good weed creeps.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, most definitely.
And
I'm
that's the
feeling it myself.
Gassachussets.
Yeah, the Gassachussets is, to me, is one of my favorites from your lineup, bro. Like, because it's a gassy sweet combination. You know what I mean? So basically, I see the the OZK come out, the Hollywood Pure Kush come out a lot. You know what I mean? So you get that Skittles, and then you get the Kush combination.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I love the Cushman as well by itself. So for it to be part of it, you know what I mean? It's fire, bro. It's fire combo, bro. You killing it. Talk to us. Talk to us. What we gonna do today, bro? What we gonna record today?
I'm gonna record a song today. What am I gonna name the song?
You don't gotta.
Probably,
you don't gotta tell us a name.
Don't leave, Daddy, don't leave. Some shit. I usually take a piece of my chorus and make that the song name. I don't like naming songs. I don't know the name of any of my artists' favorite songs. I only know what number they were on a CD. So now now that it's in the digital era, I just don't know shit about any artist's songs. I just find them again online. So this song is about all these random, really touching things that my 6-year-old son Elias says to me about knowing that I'm trying to get my business off the ground and knowing that I'm striving really hard to get rich and trying to get money for the family, but that he doesn't really quite know exactly what I do for work. He knows that I have a bunch of plants in the basement, and he knows that I have a building where I'm moving my plants, but he doesn't understand what those plants are for or why anyone cares about those plants. Or like, so he just doesn't really get like, is daddy rich? Is daddy poor? Daddy's starting a business. People treat daddy like a big deal, but then also daddy's stressed as fuck all the time. And like, I can't like, so he's just like, he always says these incredibly like deep things that kids do that are just like very just cut through it, that I'm just like, oh my God, did you just say that to me? And I was able to remember a lot of them. So in this song, he wrote, without knowing it, he wrote probably 80% of both of the two verses. And then he says a lot of what I say in the hook a lot, where he's just always wanting me to buy him shit. Daddy, buy me this. Daddy, buy me that. But then also like, Daddy, don't leave. Don't go out and get money. Don't spend the weekend in New York City. Don't fly on a business trip for a week. Don't be gone all day. Somehow get me what I need, but also be there for my baseball games and be there to put me to bed every night and be present while you're actually there as well. So don't be stressed about getting money, even if you're physically in front of me. So the duality of what they want and what they need is really intense for a dad that cares and a dad that is there all the time. Because half of you thinks I should be out there conquering the world and getting this dude everything he needs to become a man. And then the other half of you is like, oh, I should be here every second of every day, remembering all of it.
I feel that, bro. I feel that. That's deep. That's
Yeah.
deep. So we getting some deep conscious rap, but family, personal, actually, very personal.
Yeah. I'm a weed rapper who doesn't really rap about weed very much. I am a professional weed person, and people have always liked my weed best, but I've really never rapped about weed very much at all. And I tried to a little bit on me and Vinny's first album, but I probably won't at all on our second album, because I don't actually like making weed songs. I love weed, but that's not really what I think art is for. If I talk about weed in my music, I'm trying to get you to buy it. I'm not really like trying to say anything dope.
No, I respect that, bro. I respect that. And at least you know your main focus.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing,
I think this album you'll see a lot more of the rapper that I want it to be. I'm going to start working with a lot more of my favorite underground rappers in this next album. I'm doing a lot more features. Like I said, the song that I'm not going to record today, I'm going to get Vast Air on and Double AB and maybe Young Z. And I want to do like more cypher tracks. I want to like really bring together a lot of artists on this next album and show people what I care about in underground rap and show that I'm good enough to work with all of them. So we'll see. We'll see if people think I'm a big enough deal to get on my tracks or not. But
I mean,
it'll be a dope album.
no, we looking forward, man. I'm looking forward to your music, man. I mean, I remember that the performance at my event at the More Than a Sesh, and you killed it, bro. A lot of people liked it. You know what I mean? Because it's different vibes. You know, it's a very different vibes. You know, you got the bars, you got you got a different, unique style that
Yeah.
you don't see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah, totally.
and that's what you know. Me as a real, like, you know, I like music. I see the talent, bro. You just gotta just keep going, brother. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this new music going, and you already know. Shout out to you, Conchiss. Vinnie Idol in the house. You already know what it is. Let's let me see what you smoking. We right here with the legendary Vinnie Idol.
Yeah.
Vinnie Idol, is an honor being here in your studio, my brother.
Good looking, my bro.
Talk to us about how you met Conchiss and working with Conchiss.
Man, Conchiss, he told the story. I forgot, man. But I mean, we basically reached out on some. This is like, you know, a couple of years ago, man. We just reached out really on a gram. We was going back and forth, man, and then, you know, we just clicked. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think I may have sent you some music.
Yeah, you definitely.
I sent you a little. I think I probably sent you the Allegorian.
You did. He sent me that. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. You know. So I was fascinated with it. Just, you know what I mean, all together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's going down, and then plus you know, the cannabis thing is getting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was like, you know what, man? Let me see what the bro talking about, and he was official. You know what I'm saying? First time, you know, since day one. Like you said, you know, in the interview, it just been brotherhood since then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it ain't even like, oh, this is like brother. We just, you know what I mean? We talk about, you know, BS, like, you know what I mean? Regular shit. And just text back and forth. But, you know, I'm a weed lover. So, you know, he got me there because, you know, he's a weed connoisseur himself. You know what I mean? So it's like, that definitely matched up. You know what I'm saying? Cheech and Chong type shit. So.
Yeah, I had no idea that he was like particularly like weed saturated person like me. It's not like you can't really tell through someone's beats. But yeah, he likes weed every bit as much as I do, and he's seen a lot of really good weed from being in the professional music industry. So when I first started coming here and showing him weed and asking him what might pop here in the city, how I might be able to get in, whatever, he had a surprisingly evolved and educated response and understanding of how multi-layered and faceted New York City is and how relatively impossible to break into it it is. And it has been a little bit impossible. But speaking of that, I have a partnership bubbling with Rolling J's dispensary. They're starting a location in Manhattan, and they're going to be licensing my strains. So I will get into New York City after all these years, but in a legal dispensary where I deserve to be. That's a fact.
Yeah, we gonna put him in my, you know, in the spot too that we got in Brooklyn, man. My people's in herbology, so you know he's gonna be in there too. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, you know, New York City license official. You know what I'm saying? So it's just an ongoing relationship we doing. You know what I mean? Like you said, we on to the next album. You know what I mean? It's just, that's it, bro. You know, I love the weed.
Can you tell the people who's Vinnie Idol, bro? Who's Vinnie Idol?
I'm Vinnie Idol, man. I mean, I would tell you, yo, go ahead, Google me. But basically, man, you know, I'm known for like in-house for the locks, the in-house producer for the D Block, whole D Block crew, the locks. I mean, I done did production with everybody, you name it. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically who I am, man. Producer from New York, born in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Bronx, New York, Uptown, 233rd.
Okay.
You know, so that's me. You know,
how's your love with cannabis? Like when you started smoking, actually.
Man, now that's a good one, bro. Cause I gotta say, I was probably started smoking at like 16, well, 16 years old, and it was kind of by accident. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know it was like my man's older cousin who really put us on to the smoke. You know, my man Dada, but we was young, man. Since then, I was like, yo, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Because I always smelt it with my older cousins. You know what I'm saying? Always heard the word reefer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Walking around White Plains Road, you know, that's damn near Jamaica.
He was using reefer too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm coming from those days, you know what I'm saying? Plus, you know, like, I mean, it just goes deep with my family because, you know, like I said, we've been in the music for long, like way before me. It got history. So reefer, we've been around then. I'm like, yo, what is that? You know, my mom used to talk about it, smoking that reefer. He's like, what is this? And then I got into it. So, you know, I come from it wasn't all this exotic around. When it was just, you know what I'm saying? We, like, you know, that's before hydro and, you know, before it got exotic for us, man. I was going getting yard weed from the Jamaican, from the dread, the little bags. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to catch them before you go inside. So I'm coming from those days, bro, like, you know, being a cannabis, like, smoking, man, when it was, like, totally war on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thing about weed. My favorite,
Mhm.
and I know I hear them arguing about it, kissing, but I love haze. You know what I'm saying? Something about haze is like, is creatively, it's like I could smoke abundance of it all day and not be zonked out. You know what I mean? Like, I just like the taste of it. You know what I mean? I come from the haze days, you know, with the sour, that little bit of that little bag, it like stinks up the whole room. One little bag of that sour used to
You
stink
remember
up
when
the
they used to
whole
come in
room.
glass yards?
Yes, the jars, yo. Then they try the coffins, the little plastic coffins, all of that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I used to Harlem, the black bags, the blue bag, green bags, all like crazy. The body bags, everything. Elliott, Nucleus. I can name all of like a whole bunch of
Branson.
spots, man. Branson, definitely. Branson is a funny spot though. Back in the days, you know, you could get it once, man. Because I remember one time, yo, I went my first time. I got through. I'm like, oh, I got through without nobody. So I was so like, got back to the car. I'm like, yo, this shit look crazy. Had the orange hands in. I'm like, nah, we gotta get another one. I go back to the door to get another one. Niggas looking at me like, yo, like, what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Cause they was funny in there, man. If you ain't get what you got, they look at you like you was the
Why you
boys,
coming
man.
back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, when you coming back, yo, man. I was going so crazy, like, yo, bro, I just left here. He's looking at me like, what you want, candy? Like, you know, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yo.
Wow.
But yeah, that was my experience. That was my only. But after that, I learned what the ropes was with Branson. You know what I mean?
Nah, but see, that's a story I haven't even heard, bro. That's dope.
Word, man. Familiar, all of that,
Yeah,
bro. Jumping.
Familiar.
I done did the roof to roof, where you
Yeah,
gotta go
yeah,
to the roof
yeah.
and sit in the crib for a minute till it clear out. You eat rice and beans in somebody's crib you don't know. You was just copping haze. Yeah, me. It was crazy in those days, man. You just gotta sit and chill till the boys clear out the block, and you can be there for an hour or two, which is called double park.
Yeah.
Cause you don't want to go down. And them glass jars, we couldn't boof them shits and nothing, man. It was crazy, man, the weed days,
It's
man.
crazy, bro. It
I
was
got
crazy.
stories, man.
Especially when you live in uptown, when you living in the BX. You know, I'm from Washington Heights, so
Yeah.
so you feel me? Like I worked in Familiar under the basement. You feel me? You know what I'm
Nice.
talking
All right,
about?
okay.
So you know
All
what I mean. So I
right.
know the struggle,
Yes,
and
yes.
you had to go run to a boiler room, and then you come out when they let you know in the walkie-talkie
Yep.
in the next help.
That's a
Please.
fact. That's
You
a
know, that's
fact.
the only way you'll come back.
That's a fact.
Yo,
That's
Vinnie
a
Idol,
fact.
how do you see the change though with the flower though? Like from back in the day to now, like how like you seen the difference? Like how do you feel about all that? Do you feel like the weed was better back then, or you feel the weed is better now?
Oh, you see, that's a tough question. Man. See, the jokes is too, a lot of this weed, you know, with these new strains, this shit was around, bro. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go different places, parts of the world, you'll find, you know what I'm saying? Like a different type of strand of cannabis. You be like, yo, even when you go to Jamaica, their regular green wasn't our green. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the Arizona, the popcorn area. You know what I'm saying? It was just a different taste.
They had candy in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was one of 25 flavors. And it was very fire. It was extremely. I remember the first time I ever had real candy weed was when I moved to San Francisco and I started getting Granddaddy Perps. And there was more than just Granddaddy Perps. There was probably like a strawberry like strain or two or whatever. Really just Granddaddy. And Granddaddy was the candiest, thickest flavored, awesomest weed ever. And it still wasn't dominating the game. it wasn't like all they had at the dispensary or anything. It was one of like 50 drastically different terpenes, drastically different flavors, looks, profiles, everything that they would have at the dispensary. Nothing
Yeah.
dominated back then. There
But
was
back,
there I'd say maybe food flavors, earth flavors, spice flavors, gas flavors dominated back then.
you know what? You right, because I must say, because I was traveling in the '90s, so I was in Amsterdam, and when we was going out there was different strains. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, only here we only knew green, or you got the yard. You know what I'm saying? Or you went and got sour, you got haze. We started getting a little variety, and we had hydro. Actually, remember hydro had a play too a long time too. Like, you know what I mean? And Blue Dream came in. That's when it started getting a little, a little exotic.
The
What the
GG4s.
GD4s and all that. But when I was overseas from way then,
You was already seeing it.
word, they was pulling out the drawer. Like, we was like, yo, they was doing menu back then. You know what I'm saying? I guess we just never, got up on it over here. But right now, it's a crazy comparison. I mean, I would say I like kind of like the way the weed is now, because we got a little bit more variety.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And dudes is mixing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they crossing them with.
Dude, imagine smoking gelatos in the 90s.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was.
Gelato is a great comparison because gelato is every bit as fire.
Gelato was fire. Yeah, I didn't even
Gelato
bring
is
that up.
every bit as fire as any strain was in the 90s. I don't know that it would have taken over the world in the 90s like it did in 2016 or whatever. But it would have stood up against anything that was Wicked Fire in early But we shouldn't really compare it to the 90s. We should really be talking about weed in like 2005, 2008, 2010, up to cookies. That's when we.
That's when they got crazy.
Showing a lot of variety and still super duper fire.
Yeah.
That weed did trump what we have going on right now.
Yeah. You know what? It's really too. It's kind of really on your connects too, because now that I'm thinking about it, when we used to do a lot of sessions in the city back then, you had the dude coming on a bike with the, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had a different, shit we never seen uptown. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The little jar, and he had different flavors. So it's been around, but it just wasn't as prevalent as it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you some of them strains back then, I don't even see them around now.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Like green crack.
Yeah, they don't bring none of that
tangerine.
back. Yo, we need it. Yo, man, you making it. Yo,
You know what I mean?
yo.
Shit like that green diamonds.
Yes.
You feel me?
We need
Jack
all of
Herrera.
that. I wish that, yo, bro,
You know
that's
what I'm
the weed. That's the bud like I love. That Jack, you know what I mean? That Jack was like, I like the flavor of that. Like, yo, we need those backs. But these gassy strains, candy strains is what's really got everything on smash now.
What do you think of Conchiss weed?
Oh man, see, his joint it's fire, and the reason like I always like be on him about I need something is because it's clean too, and it's clean.
You see the difference?
Yes, it's clean. Like, you know what I mean? It don't gotta have that. Now it's like, even dealing with with him a little bit. Now it like kind of brought my game up a little bit too, a little bit. I'm like, yo, nah, I know they done spray something. You know what I'm saying? Because messing with him, he'll put me on like, this is spray this. So I'll be like, what? Oh, all right. So now I know, you know what I mean, what it is. But I like the clean, and I like a lot of sativa because I like to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like.
I try to bring him to 91 North a lot.
Yes.
He's one of my biggest 91 North fans.
Yeah, he liked the haze.
Real popular.
Yeah.
When I go rec, but until then, only people in New York have supported it, and then only a few of my older friends in Massachusetts have supported it. It's meant for people our age and up. We're the ones who like sativa, I've found.
Yeah, definitely a lot of older cats like sativa. You know what I'm saying? That brings me back to the chocolate days, and you know what I mean.
I have a thing with that. So indica and sativa to me is just only structures of the plant. The effects to me comes within the person. I feel it has to be the way you roll it, the environment you in, and also, of course, the cultivator, how they grow it and shit like that. That's the most important. But the sativa and indica, I think is mostly, that's the structures of the plant. You got indica, sativa, and then you got ruderalis. At the end of the day, there's some indicas that will keep you speedy. and then there's some sativas that will put you
That'll push you
down.
down. Yeah, you're right
So
about
that's
that.
what I'm trying to tell you. It depends on your mood, depends what you've eaten in the day, depends on how you take the weed. Also, even mass, bro. Like how big we are and how skinny we
Yeah.
are. You know what I'm saying? It depends. So that's my theory on it. And you know, but that's why I don't really go with the indica sativa. I still see it like a marketing thing.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's how I see it. But anyway, Vinnie Idol, it was an honor talking to you, my brother. Let's get to it. Conchiss in the house with Vinnie Idols in the making. We're doing the song right here. You already know the vibes. Let me see what you're smoking. Peace.
Sir.
They say feed me what I need to grow. I spread my wings. They say feed me what I need to. Well, also daddy don't leave.
Yeah, we right here with Conchiss. We just finished recording his new song. Talk to us about the new song, brother.
It's everything that my son says to me randomly when we're driving to school. Things that always strike me. Things that only a 6-year-old would say. Questions about how I make my money and when I'll get rich. He knows I want to get rich, but he knows that I'm not there yet, and he asks me about it a lot. And he knows that I have a building opening up, and he knows that like his mom and his little brother and pretty much everyone in our world is like wondering, when is my business going to open, and when am I going to make it, and when am I going to stabilize. And it's best to just not talk about how I get my income in the meantime. And he like just kind of has a lot of questions about it. So the song is just kind of about the ambiguous way that a lot of guys kind of have to go out and stitch their income together until they can make it big and until they can become the businessman that they deserve to be. And almost 80% of it really came from my son's mouth, and the rest of it I just stitched together. And it represents the way that I'm kind of moving. I want to make music that's more observational and more about day to day and about things that people care about, people can relate to, and things that are softer and things that show the gentler sides of me, which is where I spend most of my time anyhow. And all of it's just a further attempt for people to understand the energy that goes into the plants that they consume. This music goes into these plants. These ideas go into these plants. And most importantly, me and the calm and balanced way that I conduct myself and the healthy things that I put into my body and things I put into my plants bioaccumulate and resonate into the weed that you buy from me. So I just want people to understand how hard I try at everything that I do.
Yeah, man. I mean, the song is very personal, and I really like it. Like, as far as it shows, like the love of a child to his father, not knowing all the struggles that you're trying to do to put food on the table. You know what I'm saying? So it's deep. You know what I mean? It takes you back to also living in America in the middle class. You know what I'm saying? Also trying to live up to your dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it is, bro.
I like that.
Well, personally, I smoked the Gassachussets, and we're gonna talk about the Gassachussets. The Gassachussets was fire, bro. It's smoking, it's gassy and sweet like always. It's more gassy this time around than sweet. I believe
it's a different line of nutrients now.
Okay.
Right now, it's I've been using Frontline AG, and I was using Athena before.
Okay. Before you was
front row AG is what's called front row.
So before you was using Athena, now you're using front AG.
Front row, yeah.
Front row
Mm-hmm.
AG. Okay, and that's what more? That's like what? That's like Seneganic, or how what's the
Yeah, it's more similar to the Mills line that I'm switching towards, which is mostly organic, and it's only like silica, and one of the other finishing elements being synthetic.
How many days the Gassachussets went for?
65, but it's pretty good all throughout days 50 and 55 and 62, so I might adjust the way I harvest it in the future. This is the pineapple anthrax.
Okay.
That I'm smoking right here. This is not the keeper pheno, but this is another pheno that's very similar to it. And pineapple anthrax hits really hard. It's not nearly as smooth as the Gassachussets.
It has a unique smell though. That one is a real pineapple terp that you really don't even smell nowhere for real, bro.
Oh yeah, no, it's brand new. It's a brand new terp. This is one of 5 brand new terps.
So you know you got the new album coming out. You got the co-op. What's more for What's more for Conchiss? What's coming? What's for the future holds for Conchiss?
I want to do first smoke of the day and good pizza podcast, and I've got the X Cup coming up in Connecticut February 9th, which I'm sure I'll place in with my 921 North. I've placed in some way, shape, or form the last 3 years in that competition, and I want it all, but I want a good first year recreationally. I want to sell all of my small batch shit this first year. I want it all to sell out, even if I don't make a lot of money. I just want to be a niche, highly sought after thing like Toad Venom and like Tenko and like all these other boutique drops that happen on the West Coast that people support that nobody does here on the East Coast, at least. No one in Massachusetts does. And I just want to bring highly sought after, desirable, small batch artistic products that fly off the shelf and don't have to be produced in mass abundance, and allow me to look at every single plant that I sell you and keep it really small and owner operated for as long as possible.
Yeah, man, for real. Yo, Conchiss, it was a pleasure, my brother, kicking it with you. This is gonna be a dope track. Shout out to Vinnie Idol in the house, producing, working. You already know. It's the Gassachussets review with the homie Conchiss. You already know. The life and times of Conchiss. Yes, sir.
Danny historian, Bob valedictorian, swim with the Equatorian shaman. I practice voodoo, not a Katami Hilfiger, Carl Kanai and Fubu. I smashed it in a Zuzu and sat with an equalizer. Battle to be the riser, I'll rap just to be the